not to spoil the business of this Congress, then, that is very key. When we go back home with a clear. So every delegate has been given a notebook. Notebook, or we were given pads. It's fun. I'm just checking. It's funny. Only male comrades are complaining. One corrector. What I was supposed to say, writing pads. Thanks for that, Makaban. Thanks for the program. I was just at the opening remarks. I welcome Congress if we no president. Yeah. No program at cabinet page. I'm advised that we take all so that we for the fallen, obviously with our members, period. As Parliament, Makabani, Sikoben Amakanda way to spare and observe a moment of silence. Long live the spirit. You may be seated, comrades. Use general for the purpose of the guests. Item 3 in our program, Amanda. To the podium, Comrade Chief.
Mandla. Awethu. Missions. Thank you, President. Comrade, we are under credentials. I'm sure following the program. That was the letter that I'm referring to. You go to page 10. You've got Eastern Cape. In terms of membership, they were allocated, or they have membership of 4,670. The expected delegates, it's 19. Present, they are 19 in terms of the register signed and submitted to us. In terms of gender, they've got 16 males and 3 females. Free State, Northern Cape, with membership of 2,266. Expected delegate 12, present 12. Males 10, females 2. KwaZulu-Natal, with membership of 13,972. Expected delegate 53, present 53. In terms of the agenda representation or representation, males 37 and females 16. Mpumalanga, membership allocation of 11,348. Membership of 11,348. Expected delegates 44. Present 44. In terms of the agenda, 33 males and 11 females. Northwest, membership of 5,968. Expected delegates 25. Present 25. The agenda representation is 21 and 4 females. Western Cape, total membership of 5,140. Expected delegates of 22 present. The agenda allocation is 20 males and 2 females. Vets, total membership of 11,918. Expected delegation 46. Present 46. The agenda representation is 35 males and 11 females. National office bearers, expected 6. Present here, it's 3. In terms of the agenda division, it's 3 males and no females. A total membership, yeah, it's found on page 8, comrade, in terms of that allocation. A total membership of 55,229 recorded in page 8 of book 1. Head office staff present here, it's 16 who are helping the work of this Congress. 8 of those, it's males, and 8, it's females. The total delegation expected here is 227 expected delegation. Present delegation, Congress delegate is 224. Comrade may quickly ask why 227 and 224. From the 6 national office bearers expected to be here, it's -3. And you'll get a total delegations. Those are voting delegates. 224 present here. In terms of the Constitution, once more, which requires and regulate this Congress, requires that at least half of the delegates and their alternates should be present here in the Congress. According to what we have just presented, more than half, if one is correct, almost 99%, it's in attendance if you were to minus the 3 national office bearers who are not there in terms of the composition of the National Congress. President, 7 regions of the national office of the National Union are all present in the House. We should say also we realizing that they are guests, and we'll talk to that point later. But for the purpose of commencing the Congress, created to this meeting. And therefore, those are the credentials, President. Thank you.
Thanks, Nopala, for presenting the credentials. Can regions talk to the credentials? Eastern Cape. Board le manje is slightly different from that of yesterday's. Mpumalanga and Vets. Kubega, Eastern Cape. Stella ama mic, laba baphethe ama mic on the floor, ba assist the Eastern Cape. Laba bathi mina ngisabotage abasakhulumi. All right.
President, the Eastern Cape is rising to receive the credentials and as well to adopt the credentials as presented by the DGS. Thank you, President.
Mpumalanga. Then
Amandla. Comrade President, as Mpumalanga, we rise to move for the adoption of the credentials as submitted by the DGS. And further to that, Comrade President, it seems Sepau has set a record. We need to verify that with COSATU in terms of attendance. Looking at the 100% from the region, Comrade President, I think this is a record breaker. Amandla.
wenze kahle washesha waqeda with the latter part ngoba and then the platform onikezwe yona was not for that submission. Vets.
Ngiyabonga mgcini sihlalo. Mina I differ. I'm not moving, or rather adopting the credentials. As a shop steward, sent by 110 members to this Congress, ngine concern enyangeni yabomama. Mangibheka laphayana ku national office bearers. Kale lapho. Ngithola I'm concerned. Ngivumele ngikhuluma.
Awumekancane.
Ngiye cabani.
Awumekancane vets.
Cabani, uyimake. Ngicela unginikeze ithuba. Mina nawe singama shop steward cabani.
Awumekancane vets.
Cabani. Ngicela space.
Vets.
Credentials.
Talk to the subject.
It's
please.
fine. Mpumalanga. We have a nominee, njengomama yaseMpumalanga. For the subject that we are talking about here, ngibona la ithi 100% the way it was expected. But angimbone umama la okhethiwe onominatiwe angimboni.
Mpumalanga noted.
Asizwe order.
Ngicela ivets ihlale phansi Mpumalanga iyakhuluma.
Amandla. Comrade President, in terms of allocation as in Mpumalanga, we allocated 44, present 44, males 33, females 11. I submit, President.
Thank you, Mpumalanga vets. You were out of order. You were out of order, vets. Northwest. Noted, then vets.
Thanks, Comrade President. As Northwest, we reject the credentials. Or should I motivate, Comrade President?
No, it's not necessary. Your point has been taken. The comrade from VETS that was making submissions in relation to the nominations, we are not yet there in terms of our program. The independent body then will advise the Congress about the nominations. So you got there prematurely. In Northwest has rejected the Free State. If is the one.
Thanks, Comrade First Vice. Firstly, sifuna ukwenza kucace ukuthi we support in Northwest in terms of rejecting the credentials. Furthermore, we ask a short clarity to you, President. As a leader representative, it's based on the status of Comrade Deputy Chair of KZN. If I can be helped, just the status I can jopela into this Congress, then I'm fine. Thank you.
Comrade, I'm not a KZN delegate. So I will not speak on behalf of any region if then there is a specific question to a region. But I had noted which EVET is rejecting our credentials in support to Northwest, which brings then the proceedings to a stage of two motions presented in the Congress, in and noted in Eastern Cape. The Congress must note what there are two seconded motions by now. There is as well KZN and Western Cape in that order.
Thank you, Comrade President. As Free State, we rise to support the motion of Northwest, but we believe it is equally important that Northwest get the clarity it seeks from the Congress, and then we will then follow as Free State. Thank you, Comrade President.
On assist Ochi in Northwest, it clarity because the comrade from Northwest have moved for the rejection of the credentials. Abese uyabuza ukuthi can he motivate abese uyahlala. Still the clarity as Free State we dinga kimi njenge-vets. Free State ikhulumile KZN.
Siyabonga President.
One, kumele ukuthi mayekhuluma athathe i-guidance from i-leadership. Nayo i-leadership isuke ithatha i-guidance from the Constitution. Section 50 of the Constitution deals with the composition of the Congress. Section 51, subsection 4 deals with the issues of quorum and the issues of credentials. Now, if you read those two, there is nowhere either under the composition or under section 51 subsection 4, where it is required that a delegate to this Congress must declare a position that they hold in any structure of the union. Now, it will be misleading, and let me quote from the Special National Congress, where the Deputy General Secretary of the National Union, when he articulated and said, I am a delegate, because as per the composition under section 50, he is a delegate. Now, as per the constitution, KZN submitted 53 delegates as allocated. Now, what we are not hearing is that if Vets was saying all 53 members of KZN must then declare the position that they hold in structures of the union, then it would have been a correct thing.
Matlabane,
Now-
please ninga disturb the speaker when he is then understand.
Now, what is important, as per the constitution again, it says a delegate to
There is an order from vets. Can we share the order?
Mgcina Sihlalo, thanks for giving us this opportunity. We understand the response or the vision which Mpumalanga is trying to come up with, KZN. Firstly, we are not in dispute of the member or the delegations into that. We rejected the credentials supported by the special document which was raising a concern in terms of the status of the deputy chair. So to seek that clarity, we're seeking from that line of understanding.
Vets. There is no document in this Congress. There is no document where I am sitting or where I'm standing as a chairperson of the session. I do not have any document that has been introduced in this Congress. So that order is not in line. KZN, please proceed.
President,
KZN, please proceed.
before I was rudely interrupted, let me proceed. Now, reading the Constitution, there is no member where it is required that they must declare their status for the benefit of the credentials.
Ngicela ume kancane, KZN.
Bayangithanda.
Vets ngichazile delegate ukuthi leya order there is not in line. And you keep on logo vets with the two comrades. You keep on in logo niya disrupt amacabana. Ngiyacela ngithi please. Ngikuqa phansi ngamadolo comrade lami ngithi ngiyacela. Sicela iprogress la emhlanganweni. Ngisamile ngithi akuna document. The comrade is being confronted with a document that he is referring to. Ngithi mina ngiyazi leyo document in this Congress. There is no document in this Congress that he bases his argument on to then to challenge KZN. And therefore, that order is not in line. KZN, proceed.
Now, let me conclude, President. Now, let me come specifically because if maybe the question when it asks what is the status, maybe it questions whether is he a good member, a good standing member here. I can confirm that Comrade Skiti Mngadi is a member in good standing. Therefore, as per the Constitution of the National Union, he qualifies to be a delegate to this Congress. I thank you, President.
KZN, Western Cape, I don't think we're out of order. Ngoba Western Cape ingakaqala ukukhuluma. It's Free State. Lehlise mngani. It's Eastern Cape. It's Wits. It's KZN. It's Mpumalanga. I want to remind the Congress, though our regions, they are starting to talk. So nikhulumeni nazi ukuthi kunama motion ayi-2 ahleli la. They will not disappear until they are withdrawn. Manje ngizama accommodate our regions so that kungathi omunye akakhulumanga. Western Cape, please proceed.
Thanks, President. President, as Western Cape, we are rising to caution Congress proceedings. The issue at hand, the item at hand, rather, at this Congress is credentials. Now we all know, in terms of the Constitution, how to go about dealing with issues of credentials. KwaZulu-Natal have vividly explained and take us through the relevant section of the Constitution that talks to the subject matter. Therefore, Free State region, you can't, in the meeting procedure, firstly stood up and reject, subsequent to that and sought clarity. You rather sought clarity and then reject thereafter. As Western Cape, members, as per the DGS presentation and quoting the DGS in terms of the Constitution as he quoted correctly so, with regards to the delegates to this National Congress, that delegates that are here, one, are decided upon by regions. Secondly, regions complies with the relevant clauses of the Constitution to determine their own delegates to this Congress. Various regions and delegates. It cannot be correct, Comrade President, that Western Cape can talk to the individuals, delegates of Eastern Cape, as if Western Cape is representing Eastern Cape with regards to delegates. Can't be correct. Not unless, Chair, with regards to the constitutional requirements, that in Western Cape, there was a complaint from a local in terms of delegates to the Congress in terms of being in good standing, not position. Because that's not the determining factor. So therefore, President, as Western Cape, we support KZN, Eastern Cape, the mover and acceptance of the credentials. Thank you, Mugamele.
Thanks, Western Cape. Ngifuna just kuba flexible, Congress. There is a round. In this round, there are about 6 regions. And then, as funa ukuphela engekho kule list. Angifuna check and if you funa ukukhuluma nge-note, have spoke, will give direction as a chairperson of the session. I just want to check. In Northwest, ayikho kule list on whether iyafuna ukukhuluma or not. Want all the regions then to speak. It is my wish with all the regions to speak. Northwest is noted. Ngizonbiza maqabani manje sikhulumeni. Ngizokhuluma ekugcineni, I will be the last to speak. But it is not fair, Congress. Ukuthi wonke ama-attendance register, when you signed them, all of the attendance registers were submitted to the Deputy General Secretary. But when you want clarity in a status of a particular delegate, you direct it to me. Engaphathanga incwadi ze-Congress. I'm the chairperson, but the books are not with me. Comrades, let's go back to the list. Let's go back to the list. Free State, you are on the stand.
Oh, thank you, President. As Free State and Northern Cape, we rise to motivate our rejection of the credentials submitted by the Northwest on the following basis. It's because we are talking about the delegates, and in front of us, there is a petition that was, or a grievance that was complaining about the process of nominating the delegates from other regions. We hoped that the Congress needed to talk or engage to that, because in this Congress is for the workers, and it's about the workers. And we are not here as blocks. We came here as delegates, as workers. So the workers need to support each other, because we cannot be happy or keep quiet when the workers are victimized by the officials of the union. So we need to stand up for the workers. We know that there were workers that were, according to the grievances or petitions that were submitted to the NEC, and the NEC with the NO to implement the corrective measures. And the request was simple to say that please go back and convene those affected regions so that those affected regions can correct the problems. If that happened, as we are here, we would be having no problems about the delegates or about the credential. It's just that we were failed. The mandate of the NEC was failed, President. We motivate our rejection on those bases. And also to cover the issue of the status, we have from the NEC of June or of last year, September, we have the round-robin resolutions with the currently legal documents that were talking about the status of certain delegates. Thank you.
Thanks, Free State, Northern Cape. The next one is Eastern Cape.
Thank you, Comrade President, First Vice President. Well, first past President, we rise again today, rehashing what we have actually done yesterday. In that, Comrade Deputy President,
Comrade, kunomsindo lapha. Ngiyabonga comrade nje ukuthi ungenza ukuthi ngibe aware ukuthi who is not in order lapha. KZN. Sivumile ukuthi you are the biggest region of the union. But logo akusho ukuthi say license yokumosha lo mcimbi. Siyacela Maqabane. You are protected, Eastern Cape. You may proceed.
thank you, President. President, we were saying that we are concerned, as we were concerned yesterday. We came here to this Congress, all of us, prepared to forge unity. And we will come out of this Congress united. I have no doubt about that. And the road to unity, Comrade President, is not an easy road. It's rough. And we need to be careful when we gravitate on that road. We rise, comrades, to say the very same credentials that were adopted.
As the chairperson of the session, from those two motions, a guideline ukuthi siyaphi. Azange ngi-scratch, it's an Eastern Cape. There is a list that I'm working with, and that list has got all the regions. The listing now, in all the regions, manje, angazi lama port ukuthi awani. Eastern Cape, beyihlezi la makhuluma KZN. Comrade, awume kancane, Free State. Awume kancane, Free State. You were given an opportunity. You were the first on the list as Free State, Northern Cape. The person who is on the stand is Eastern Cape. The president was giving clarity on these matters, but he was not on the podium. The person on the podium is Eastern Cape. Eastern Cape, ilogo ihlezi lapha because KZN. Ngicela uhlale phansi sihlalo. Ngicela uhlale phansi sihlalo. Ngicela uhlale phansi sihlalo. Comrade, this is a national congress. There are rules of the game, and please contain yourself if we reach such a situation. If things don't go the way you like at a personal level. Asizame ukusebenzisana Maqabane. Eastern Cape.
Thank you, Comrade President. President, I almost forgot what I was saying, but here's the point that we want to emphasize. That you're saying you've got two motions, and we want to re-emphasize it again, that this Congress cannot vote on those two motions in terms of the Constitution. It's only you as the president that must make a ruling on those motions. That's what we want, because the constitution is not us, Eastern Cape. Thank you, President.
Vets, in terms of the list, vets.
Thanks, Chairperson. Finally, you give me the opportunity to express my feelings. Comrade, first of all, man, this is our conference. We cannot allow the situation whereby time and again we are reminded by saying that this is a national conference as if we were coming here not procedurally invited, Chairperson. Number two, Chair, as a very about the manner in which from yesterday, we are not going to beat around the bush. You see this hostage, Chairperson, that you are trying to present the podium. Please move away from there. Here to take out this union from the ICU. And it seems as if you and EC, you are not prepared to assist us. Comrade, my take on the issue of credentials is as follows. Chairperson, yesterday and today I hear what you call procedure again. In the case whereby Elena a delegation, it must be elected from the local. It is from the locals. My suga kuma locally region. My fika region, that list of that particular region, you consolidate. And then ihambane register nama minutes. And today from here where we are sitting, there is no way that you can tell us, or you don't have that what you call package, KZN on you. Unless if you only operate somewhere in the Iceland, task or you have decided to take a different direction. Today we are sitting here battling to adopt the what you call the Credon interrate. We are not coming here to or all you need is love. This is the Congress, comrade. So we are saying, comrade, because my reason photocopy. We decided everybody must have that letter. So that going forward, there is who scrutinize the status of the GPT chairperson in a case. Something really, comrade, we are rejecting those credentials based on that issue because you were not properly elected. Therefore, you are not going to participate in this conference. Amen.
Thanks, Vex, for your contribution. Said I must go away. I don't understand that. You said I must go away. Because the way Congress, where I am by now.
No, Chairperson. I'm not mistaken by saying that. You see, if you are coming here wearing the attire of this union unconstitutionally, why you are here? Which constituency are you representing? Which constituency are you representing? Because you are not constitutionally elected. There, the bed as an observer, or you must vacate the venue. That's it.
Amanda. Hayi siyaqhuba amaqabane akuna crisis. So amaqabane angaqabanga ukuthi angisebenza ngiyena umsebenzi. Njengoba kuthiwa I'm not constitutionally elected. So masinga misleadani maqabane. Ngakhethwa iCongress yango 2011 maqabane ngiyaqhuba as elected by the Congress. In terms of Ilistiam maqabane, if that we all know which is one of the regions that point has been made, it is clear. Siyago KZN. Amen, Makawan. We all, it's no longer a security KZ, it's KZN 1 and KZN 2. Therefore, from where I'm sitting, I know what you're warning up. Now it's Katsogupa 2. KZN 2. As a region, in was sort out my issues when I ventilate what I mean. Sort out your things there.
Thanks, President. It's always a worrying factor
Eastern Cape,
when workers. Yes, President, I'm saying it's always a worrying factor when workers celebrate that the workers are divided. It goes to the political consciousness of the workers, whether they understand who is the true enemy. Now, some of you may celebrate that KZN is coming divided and you've managed to divide them. But in as far as this matter is concerned, President, we have gone around and nobody is disputing, because as per the Constitution, the comrade in question is a delegate, is a member in good standing. Nobody has stood up in this room and say he can't be a delegate, because that's a matter of credentials. If we want to come on the other issues that were taken by the region, then those issues must be ventilated at the correct item in the agenda. But they do not form part of the credentials. And I appreciate that you've circulated all the letters, because the letters are not talking to how the
because they can't speak both. I also have to manage time. Can vets sort out who is going to speak?
In order.
Can you comment? Our regions have got one board. Honestly, that was agreed by us to say each and every region will have one board. So then you're going to see board is going to create a problem. So that two chairperson can run the meeting smoothly. We allow vets to speak, but it's not fair to have vets this way and vets that way. So can we respect that and have one board so that we know if former comment want to speak, and then relate that board to the correct comment that is going to speak, so that it can be addressed.
At some point, Makaban, because I need to control a program. At some point, land where lapho e KZN, I tolerated, Makaban. That region in a leadership and the center must hold. We are not going to promote our divisions, then Makaban. The center must hold in that region. We can't turn the Congress into a circus, then Makaban. Vets order.
Ngiyabonga, Comrade President. Comrade President, the order, KZN first, it's an issue. We have taken note of that, Comrade President. Second, Comrade President, the comrade from KZN is misleading us by saying a delegation is here. We cannot ignore the point of a delegation that was not properly constituted. The the petition, the letter that we have from KZN Comrade is clearly stating a grievance as a KZN concerning a nomination process coming to this Congress. So we cannot allow
Eastern Cape.
we cannot allow ukuthi sibe misleading.
Order vets Eastern Cape and Western Cape. Eastern Cape and Western Cape.
It's a point of order on top of order. There is no order. It's a person that is not on top of the subject matter that's in order. You must identify what is the subject matter you're calling a person to talk to that is out of order of. You cannot call in for an order. There is a counter motion explaining the same position that they explained their opposition. Listen carefully, tentatively. There is no order that order. Where is the order? On the issue, then, you decide on that issue, not statement. Order is not statement, is not motivation. Quoting letters that were not quoted and all those things. Order is the issue of that contained in the sentence as a person, not your own creation of order. Thank you, Chairperson.
KZN never mentioned grievance or petitions. So that's then contribution then is dismissed. The KZN remains protected because Eastern Cape have given clarity. Then I saw no need for Western Cape to I don't see any need for Western Cape. Eastern Cape had then sorted out the clarity, the out of order issue. Ngicela ulawuleke Western Cape. No. If VETS is out of order and Eastern Cape aligned to that, now Western Cape during that part of out of order. I am saying it's no longer necessary for them because Eastern Cape has made alignment. Logo suggest ukuthi KZN protected to proceed.
No thanks, President. There is a saying in English that says sometimes there's a misconception that whoever speaks the loudest is right. And the principles of law, they always say sometimes the one who speaks first always seems right until you hear the other part. So, Natal, the records are there. And what is strange is that what the president has submitted to this Congress is what took place between the bilaterals of the NOBs and the ROBs of KZN. And we were explained properly what were the objectives. We disputed what was in the document, but we were then told that there is an objective. Do you agree with the objective? And we said yes. With the political objective, we agree. Then we were requested to change the deputy chair for him to sign as a delegate. Now, we then, comrades, reported to one of the comrades that has just raised an issue to say why he signed, was the one who stood in the REC and said, go to the NEC and correct this. This is the mandate of the local of the region. And I based on that.
KZN to Congress, I will not allow our region is of course a chaos within the Congress. I'll go like KZN delegate my kuluma, another KZN delegate. The contestant is space for who's out of order. I'll get on a unity there, this logo school. So going up and down, city unity. We can't, as a Congress, promote what is happening there. Hence, then, I will not then, from that region, then give a delegate from another delegate in the region. That is not in the spirit of unity. So, ngicela that hard pot, yes, so was then that hard pot, ngicela yes, lapha KZN, then please, leyo nto leyo Maqabane, please, le nto leyo yenzeka lapha KZN Maqabane must come to an end. That's my request.
We then, President, talked about the
Free State na yavela. Ivela nge out of order. Asibangeleni.
Thank you, President. President, as you stand there, I think you stand there for all of us here as delegates. Even if KZN, they are differing, I think it's your duty now to start to listen to the both sides, and this Congress must do that. We know that, Chairperson, you are in the slate of the other factions, so, and also Eastern Cape, Western Cape. Then now, what you are playing a defensive and protecting other side. So I think you must behave and act in a manner that will make this House united behind you when we go to elections. Thank you, Chair.
Maqabane, beungasi out of order. Beungasi out of order. Delegate was a Free State, bega ventilator, so he was ventilating into ngamphathi. So it's not an out of order. So KZN who protected, he was actually saying I must allow KZN alone. Nishayisane ngamakhanda la kulona ku Congress. This is what he's saying. And I'm saying no. It is not in the spirit of unity. We can't watch when delegates in KZN then bashayisana then ngamakhanda. We can't promote then at that. So Kubera then KZN.
Yes, President, thank you. One needs to be tolerant.
Amengancane bongakakhulumi kodwa ivets ine ventilate.
Zolo ikona into engayiqondi kahle sihlalo ngendlela enenza ngakhona izinto useke wathi ukuyithinta kancane umholi wami lapha ukuthi kuyakhombisa ukuthi ngazathi ngendlela oshera ngayo ngathi kune side oluthathayo besacela nje ukuthi mangabe ukuthi njengabaholi bethu manifuna ukuthi mhlambe sibe ne-unity ake nisihole ngendlela okuyiyona ngoba kubuya ngazathi kunezinto engazathi zifihlekile lapho kunina. Ya mawuzothi ubhekisisa kahle kunalezi zinto esithi masibheka kube ngazathi ninama personal interest. Uyabona nje mawuthi uyabheka indlela nje kungakhona sesikhale kakhulu sivithi asinikezwa ithuba lokuthi siphefumule kahle hle kodwa mawuthi uyabhekisisa kahle kunamanye ama region anikezwe isikhathi eside sokuthi aphefumule. Into bengizoyicela kuwe sihlalo just it's a free lesson. I'm not bengizocela nje ukuthi just give us ezama-shop steward iplatform yokuthi kube yithina esikhulumayo. Ama-officials bengingacela ukuthi mhlambe ama-officials ithina phambili. Ngoba kuyabonakala ukuthi njengamanje ngazathi sidominate ama-officials. Okuwukuthi ku-wrong. Mawutabheka Eastern Cape uyabona ukuthi ama-officials mawutabheka Northern Cape and Eastern Cape ama-officials nikeza thina ithuba lokuthi kube yithina esikhulumayo. We want to take this organization forward, but if uzokwenza ngalendlela shepherding hayi mina hayi angeke nikeze indawo shepherding. Ngiyaxolisa nje lokho. It's just information engikunikeza yona ngiyaxolisa nje shepherding.
Thank you, Vets. Is there? Ngoba phela isho ukuthi iKZN is out of order mara ayizwakali le out of order into ezwakalayo then via ventilator amaqabani but to assist Vets the latter speaker. Mina as a chairperson I do not have a jurisdiction kuma region ukuthi who should speak. Mina my role ngibheka iboard mayiphakeme ebese ngithi Free State ukuthi who will speak from that region is outside my competence Makabana. It's just like your delegation Congress. I have nothing to do no appointer. I'm a speaker my region that needs then to talk. That amongst yourself, some kulumis your comrade. You can work it out amongst you then yourself. Siyaqhubeka Makaban Mangipe KZN ikatelele Makaban. KZN ikatelele. I thought ukuthi ninama all.
Maybe one must start by saying my name is Bonginhlanhla Innocent Dangazela. I work for Shell and BP, South African Petroleum Refineries. I'm a senior process technician. So I'm not under the employ of SEPAO. And as I articulate in this Congress, a regional treasurer that was elected in 2013, regional Congress. So if you need further credentials on me, you are welcome to talk to me during the tea break. Now, President, let me conclude. First of all, these frivolous point of orders, a point of order must be on a matter of procedure. Not that you just want to speak while the other person is speaking. This is not a debate session. Now, as KZN, we wish to credentials be adopted for this National Congress. For the benefit of time wasted by point of orders, we rest.
Thanks very much, KZN. In terms of my list, then I've got Mpumalanga, and the last one will be Northwest after. I had indicated when this list started, all regions, ngizozipha i-chance zikhulume ziqede ebese ngikhuluma ekugcineni. And now where we are by now is Mpumalanga and thereafter in Northwest, which is the last region.
Thank you, Comrade President. Maybe just to assist the process and to quell confusions, President. In terms of Comrade KZN that just spoke, my name is Sonabisile Chabane. I'm working for the company Sasol Limited, of South Africa in petroleum. I am a shop steward. I am a member in good standing. I pay my 80 rands subscription fees. Now, for the purposes of credentials, we are saying it today. Yesterday was yesterday. One, the testing tools for the credentials in terms of the address of the Deputy General Secretary. One, it is the numbers that are allocated in terms of the procedure followed. Those numbers, we've ticked that box. Number two, for the purposes of this Congress, at least half of those delegates being members in good standing in terms of subscription, subscribing between 30 rands and 80 rands. You tick that box. After you have ticked that box in terms of these green, these red t-shirts that you see here, you have then arrived at the point where we declare a quorum. People inside this hall, are they members in good standing in terms of Section 11 of the Union? All the other nitty-gritty with the credentials. And we see, Mongameli, we see these boards, our Twalela, deterring us. If indeed we are committed to unity, if indeed we are committed to a seamless process to build this union, let us show it by act. Thank you, President.
Thank you, Mpumalanga. And lastly, the Northwest region under the stewardship of Comrade Dibeto.
Thank you, Comrade. It wouldn't help me to speak my credentials because that is, to me, intimidatory. I wonder, because we are members of the African National Congress, COSATU and the SACP, where is the intelligence in this small matter? Tackle with the issue while the people to solve the problem are within us. Because we've got people that can solve this problem. And the people that can solve this problem is KZN. Not us, not Eastern Cape, not Northwest. It's KwaZulu-Natal, province in the Johannesburg. They can solve that particular problem that we are having in relation to the credentials. You see, we cannot talk the whole day. We didn't go to an extent of quoting Abo Lenin on the credential, with Stalin, and everyone, and Karl Marx on the credentials. We can't be doing that. We can't be doing that. The matter on the credentials are very important because the credentials should be legal. You see, the Constitution is a legal document. And if you don't comply it, you are breaching the legality and the constitutionality of it. And we cannot say it is political. It can't be. I'm looking at the national office bearers at the moment. And I can't teach you how to solve that particular problem. But I'm telling you, I'm looking at you, and I'm checking your bogology or brains. How does it work when we have got this challenge and we are unable to make a meaningful intervention? Because truly, if any faction or group wins the elections, the other one can take it to court and nullify the whole Congress. It can take it on litigation and nullify the whole Congress. And anyone, how to deal with that particular matter. That's why I'm saying You see, to talk about my credentials is very intimidating. You'll run away from me because I'm a veteran of this organization. I was given by this Congress. I can put it on Facebook so that you see it all of. But I don't want to talk about those things. What I'm saying is that this matter is possible that we can solve it without even voting for it. Because it's a matter that must not affect us even after this Congress. We can't force it. We need to solve it intelligently so. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Then Northwest, you were the last then region then to speak on my list, as I had indicated that once all then regions have spoken, I will then be the final then person then to speak. I must then indicate then to the regions from the Congress that the out of order Western Cape, Theatre and your board keeps on and that suggests to what then the chairperson must be the one that is out of order at this moment. But the reason for giving all regions an opportunity to speak was to avoid when I have to speak, then ube namabhodi la andizayo all over. Ngicela ukucindezela Western Cape, what you had an opportunity during the course of the proceedings then to express yourself. Kunenye order. What I did to Western Cape applies to all the regions in the Congress. We had all spoken, and now I need then to speak as the presiding chairperson of the session. I need to preside on the matter. I'm not just a chairperson, but I'm a presiding chairperson. So that should be well recorded. But as a presiding chairperson, there is a stage of presiding on a particular by this Constitution, Section 53. G. It is just for the interest of other delegates. I will not then just handle a matter from the abstract. During this item of credentials, then there are regions that have moved the acceptance of the credentials, and they are as follows. Is the Eastern Cape, the Mpumalanga region, the Western Cape, and the KwaZulu-Natal then region. And there are other regions that have rejected the credentials, and they are in Northwest, West, as well as the Free State and Northern Cape then region. And during the proceedings, the issue of a petition of KZN into the play by delegates or some delegates. And my view is that that issue is misplaced under credentials, and my advice to those regions is to check then the program under item 4 namely adoption of Congress program, if they feel so strong about dealing with a grievance or any other matter, I think they've got an opportunity to do so when we deal with the adoption of the program. And that issue, in my view, cannot be an issue that can drag credentials. There is a submission made by one of the regions to say national office bearers have failed to handle that grievance or petition. And in my view, that is not a correct version. The National Executive Committee have mandated the national office bearers to handle that. And the national office bearers, be it the outgoing or those who are coming in, then will have to handle that issue during the process of and then hand over. So the issue is not lost. It's still within the union then Makaban. So it is not correct to it is the provision. It is the provision of section 59, 59(3) G that gives me the power to rule about any matter of procedure in this meeting. And therefore, I rule that Congress accept then credentials. And if there are regions that opposes that acceptance of the credentials, then the Constitution is clear on how to rescind that decision. The decision that I make, which is final in terms of the Constitution, to make a ruling. I'm saying to the Congress, credentials are moved in this Congress. Credentials are accepted in this Congress. That suggests that the item is now closed. It opens the way to go to the next item. Thanks very much, comrade delegates. I'm introducing item 4 on the program. That item is closed. That item is closed.
Oh, thank you,
Comrades.
President. President, it's just
Comrade
on your
Friedrich.
ruling, comrades, just something that we need. I think maybe you made a mistake. You included the words or terminology which do not appear on that section G that we were talking about. Because you said your decision is based on the regions. And if you check, you go further on that, it reads like a chairperson may make a ruling on any matter of procedure, and a ruling given by the chairperson is final, except that this ruling may be rescinded by a motion supported by a simple majority of members present, not region presence, members present. So I think we need to deal that on based on members who are present here. Thank you, because as we also have realized that other regions as we stand there, they are not aligned, they are not in the same voice. So even to cater those who had the different view on the adoption of the agenda so that they can be a candidate. I think another means that can be used is also to cater members. Can use voting to cater members. Thank you, Chair.
Comrades, the ruling stands, the Constitution has a provision if you want to rescind the ruling made by the chairperson. Now, if you want to go that route, then it is open. Vets.
Please, man, must implement the constitution correctly. You see, you take half and leave the other half. You made your ruling, it's fine. But now, allow us as members to rescind your ruling in terms of this constitution. Therefore, we need to vote to rescind that. Members, not regions. Be careful, not regions, members. Allow us.
I do not have a problem that the Congress is composed of delegates. And these delegates are not all members. We need to give clarity as well there. These delegates who are here, they are not all members. Mamelani Matabani.
No. I cannot.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm suppressing the view of voting. Listen carefully. Mamela Matabani. Mamela. If VETS has raised to rescind a decision through a vote, there is that provision in the Constitution. There is no problem about that. All I need is a seconder, and then for that, and then after that we go for votes. There's nothing wrong. All I was saying is Gucci. Not all the delegates are members. You remember you've got officials amongst yourself. As they are delegates, but they are not members of the union. That is a separate thing. In the Sinda, it is decision. Northwest.
Yeah, Comrade President, we support VETS on the matter of rescinding.
Western Cape.
President, I think we as Western Cape, we rise to make a correction here on your input. In this meeting, this National Congress, all members in this room, including the official, are all delegates. So, in reference of that clause, is referring to members but delegates. You cannot exclude officials. I'm taking cue from the DGS yesterday. He said he's a delegate here, not a DGS. So we cannot exclude certain portion of the delegates. Let's interpret that English.
Can I just...
Comrade, where I am, there is a motion that has been seconded then to rescind a decision yaga chairperson. And that motion have been seconded. And now
And it must be accepted.
ngicela the movement. I understand ukuthi mhlambe in terms of la sisebenza khona, this time esikhathini esiningi is lunch time.
Comrade, the reason why you see the movement maybe from the political heads of the region, I'm requesting, President, that if we can have all the chairpersons somewhere. I don't know then what's wrong with my voice. Mind the flu. I'm saying, Comrade, the reason why you see my movement along the passage, I was requesting that the chairpersons of the regions, can they join me on that other side? We try to work something out, and then we will come back after that meeting and report back to the Congress.
Comrades, there's a motion. So angazi ukuthi inkinga sekuphi. Northwest has supported the motion. So manje inkinga sekuphi manje. Because manje it means ukuthi see leadership leyo decision you accept you rescind actually we don't vote accept or as accept we are done there. Si votela ukuthi si rescind or not. It decision yeka chairperson. That's where we are by now. So as you know, then there is an independent body that needs to assist us in terms of conducting that. So it's very important, maybe then, because we need to adjourn so that we can put logistics in place. So, maybe it can be the right time for a lunch to give a leadership an opportunity of putting logistics then in place. Assist.
Come back on this issue. It means it's rescinded on the basis of credentials. Full stop, credentials adopted as they are. Therefore, my suggestion may be in the proposition, correct, I mean, we need either two persons to be involved in that counting of votes in the process, so that or meet with the institution thereof to decide on a process, an administrative part of the process, including the counting of votes, so that when we go out here, we know that we only send names to the DGS for that motion, the number of people, names of people that will be involved in the voting counting. So that we close this matter. The motion is not opposed. We're going to vote as delegates of the Congress on whether we rescind the decision or not. That is a clear one. So that we can agree also on the wording, so that the wording does not confuse people. Okay.
Yeah, comrade, there is an issue of observers. Is there any region that is opposed then to two? Or let me approach it, who is seconding Eastern Cape? Ngokuthi kudingeka 2 observers per region, Northwest?
It's not a matter of second, this is a procedural matter. In any voting, there must be observers. So maybe the issue can be the number 2 or whatever.
Is the number not? Is
Don't have a problem with any number.
Eastern Cape proposed 2.
2. And I don't think we must have a problem with that. I didn't caucus anyone, but I don't think the principle itself is not an issue to us.
So Northwest is supporting that. Then there is the issue of a wedding to assist Ilona, a independent body. What a wedding. A wedding. Imeli Benjani, noted Eastern Cape. Comrades, a ballot paper, it will look as follows. Is what a rescind chairperson's decision. Then when a block it yes or no. Yazwakala Mataban. When I porting up, contributan Mataban.
Mr. President, as Eastern Cape, we thought that your wording is going to confuse us. We are proposing a simple wording.
La Pemva.
Oh.
Niasmosha Mataban. Lapa. Just after the camera, somewhere there, we are. Siyanicela Mataban ukuthi nilawuleke. Eastern Cape.
Yeah, thank you, President. We are proposing a simple wording that will say yes, rescinding. The other block, no, do not rescind. Just a simple wording. Because if it's going to be yes and no plus on top, we rescind the decision of the chairperson, it's going to confuse us. We are just proposing that simple English. So.
Hey, Northwest.
Comrades, I don't know, man. Let's not just come here and just discuss semantics forever and all those things. Rescind, unless people want an explanation what rescind is. But the question is that whether you take the Eastern Cape one or you take the other one, and the one proposed from the NOBs, if I'm not mistaken, they are proposed by NOBs. To me, it's one and the same thing. You know, when you say no, you are saying no. The motion or the wording as proposed by the national office bearers, you also say rescind. Then you say no. You mean that no, don't rescind it. And you say yes. You say no, please rescind it. It's a very simple English. Let's not discuss semantics whatsoever.
Ngiyabona nifuna ngirule. Asimamelaleni Maqabane. Rescind chairperson's decision. Angathi chairperson wenza decision. Rescind chairperson's decision. Yes, rescind or no. You see? Hey. So if you say you want it, and then ukuthi ihlale injalo, then you say no. But now, siyayivala Maqabane. Siyayivala Maqabane. Ningaqula kancane Maqabane. Angithi niyangazi ukuthi ngengoma Comrade, ayishayanga silinde independent body. Silinde independent body sizoyipha i-instruction la